What up, everybody? It is time for another Sunday walk and talk. It's been a little while since I posted a video. I had some things come up that I needed to take care of, and I haven't had time to really go ahead and video or anything like that. So, I hope y'all been doing good. Y'all been all right? Like everything been good? Let me know how everybody's been down below. Um, the subject of the discussion is it is down to the wire, y'all. It is right before the election, and you have to get out and vote. Don't get complacent. Don't sit at home. If you haven't voted early, the 5th of November is your last chance to get your voice heard this election season. And I encourage you to get that done. And I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about that, why you should. The economy has been hard. Times are rough. People are very unhappy. The cost of living has been really high, and it's been soaring over these past 4 years. And I'm sure everybody's been feeling it. And I've seen a lot of friends, family, a lot of people I know complain about things that are going on. Ooh, these fall colors are so beautiful. The trees are starting to blow their leaves. Guys, it's beautiful. Anyways, but I see a lot of my friends, family members, people I know upset about how things are going in the country right now. The way things were handled with the hurricanes, the disaster relief, how people aren't getting aid. And just recently, a squirrel getting murked. Why is the government going and raiding people's houses over a squirrel that was rescued, that was obviously being well taken care of? Horrible. And then they murdered the squirrel to test it for rabies, was what the reports were saying. I think that is insane, y'all. Insane. Why is the government doing this? That's an overreach. This is what Trump is campaigning on, of why we need to abolish some of these government agencies and entities, because they overreach and do things a little too far. That animal, nothing should have happened to that animal, that squirrel. And my thoughts and prayers are for that family that lost that poor guy, to that rescue that no longer has their mascot, to that poor squirrel that lost its life for no reason at all. From what I understand, the lady was jealous of that. And that's the type of people that are running this country right now. Guys, that is the type of people that are running this country. And if you think it doesn't affect you, you're wrong. You're wrong. Oh boy, you're wrong. We are teetering on the verge of World War III. We got mass wars breaking out all across the world. America's grip on the world economy is faltering. You got Saudi Arabia no longer honoring, well, not honoring because the deal's over. They never renewed their deal to only deal fuel in the US dollar. So that means the dollar, petrodollar is at risk. That's the monetary system. So when you say the petrodollar, let's go through this real quick. Our monetary system says that the dollar is backed by oil. All of the oil trade around the world was settled in US dollars, and Saudi Arabia is now saying that they don't want to settle in dollars. If you look at BRICS, it is, like I said previously before on some of these walk and talks, Saudi Arabia is one of the greatest fuel producers in the world. And Venezuela, all these countries are all part of BRICS. And yeah, they want to leave the US dollar and the US financial system. And that's a problem. That's something that we got to think about. Over the next 5-10 years, that could really, really financially cripple us. Blows my mind. People don't even talk about this or think about it. Most people don't even know this. Anyways, yeah. And you got two very vastly different candidates, and there's a lot of things going on right now that really contrast how this is going. Blah, blah. That was a Kamala Harris sentence. That was a Kamala Harris sentence. What was I doing, y'all? All right, now seriously, we got two starkly different candidates running for president. We got one that is pro-America and then pro making things better for us. And then you got one candidate that is pro making things more beneficial to the government, who has openly said that her plans will raise taxes and, other things. Like, people were praying or said something about Jesus. I can't remember the exact quote. I'm going to put it in here. Or were saying something about Jesus in her rally. And they were yelling at her, basically saying like, Jesus blesses you or something like that. I'll put the clip in here in a second so you can see it. She says, you're at the wrong rally. You need to go to the smaller one down the street. And these people are her supporters praying for her. Like, that is crazy to me. Why would you do that?
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Like, especially during a campaign thing. And then you got, I'm not going to say the remarks going on at Trump's rally from Tony Hinchcliffe were good, but he's a roast comedian. Everybody that knows who Tony Hinchcliffe is or searches who Tony Hinchcliffe is will immediately find like Kill Tony or any of the skits and know that he's a roast comedian. I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast. They said Tony Hinchcliffe is actually concerned about the actual garbage, like the trash that are floating around the ocean down there in Puerto Rico. He says it's really bad or something. There was something about that on the episode. And Tony is really like into that. Like that really like, something that matters to him. So I guess that was kind of maybe the joke that he was bringing. I don't know. I'm not here to speculate. He's a comedian. It's a joke. Maybe not the best one for a political rally, but hey, not gonna, it is what it is. And then you got Joe Biden calling in Trump supporters right after that trash. Like, supporters, Americans, trash. Here, it's like, what, like, this is crazy. This is not what I thought the final week of the election was going to be like, y'all. It's insane to me. And then, you look at any of the Kamala Harris rally, like, not rallies, but you look at any of the press conferences, and she's so incoherent, y'all. So incoherent. She says a lot to say nothing. Like, are y'all like not... Like, are y'all not paying attention? Do y'all not see her be like, Russia is a bigger country than Ukraine and they're bad? Like, that whole thing, I forgot his name. Michael Malice pointed it out. But like, there's a lot of different things that she says. She says a lot to say nothing. Like, she says nothing. If you look, it's like a perfect little dance. Like, for a politician, like, that's a fucking art. She could talk for 5 minutes and never touch the subject or say anything meaningful in that 5 minutes, but she makes it seem like she says something so impactful. It is an art. I'll give it to her. For a politician, that's amazing. But when it comes down to having, I don't know, discussions with other superpowers across the world with nuclear capabilities about them wanting to bomb us or bomb other people around us, I don't think that is a superpower. I think understanding and knowing what you're talking about and being able to make coherent sentences actually should matter. When you look at how everything is going and all this stuff, it's completely different. Donald Trump went and sat with Joe Rogan for 3 hours, no water, no nothing, and completely did the entire interview and then just left. Guys, just left. Donald Trump will do these interviews. He'll answer things. He'll tell you if he knows about it. If he doesn't, he tells you he doesn't. This man will tell you anything. He'll talk to you about anything and try to have a conversation with him. Look at him on the Theo Von podcast. That was crazy. The conversation about drugs and stuff and like alcohol, like, just like dependency. Like, there was a whole conversation about dependency in the Theo Von podcast that just moved me. Like that like something like that is visible that they see. Like, guys, there is so much at stake right now. You gotta see how much it costs for you to feed your family or feed yourself, or how much your insurance has gone up, or how much any of this is. Like, you have to see this. Like, bro, it's so bad right now. It is so bad. And yeah, gas and stuff might have came down, but that's only because the election's in a couple of days. In a couple of days. November 5th is your last chance to say no to what has been happening for these last 4 years. You got to stand up. You can't just sit at home. All these people that sit at home and they don't go and vote, you got to get out. You have to have your voice heard. If you're not standing up for yourself. You got to stand up for yourself. You know, you got to make sure people understand what they do to you is not okay. The stuff that they've been doing to us is not okay. The endless spending, the $1 trillion every 100 days in debt, more in debt that we will owe. That's debt on us and our children and our children's children that is going to have to be paid off. And the only way they know how to handle the debt is just print more money. But when they print more money, it costs more. It causes inflation. Then it costs more for you and your family to survive. It's a hidden tax on the middle class. They want to take away your right to self-custody crypto. They want to take away your right to get out of the rat race. They want to take away your rights to own assets. They want to make entire generations of totally dependent people if we let them. I want your kids to have the best food. I want your kids to have the best education. I want your kids to have the most amazing life that they can. And I want immigration to happen in America, but I want it to happen in a safe, legal manner that's not going to put kids and stuff in jeopardy. Come on, y'all. Look at the Tren de Agua or whatever they're called. Look at them taking over these places. They were trying to do in Chicago. They did it in Aurora, Colorado, and they've done it in a couple other places where they'll take entire complexes over. Like, break into people's house, demand their money from them, make them pay them rent. Come on. And then let me explain something to you. Like, this might be controversial, but these corporations pay for this to happen, okay? And let's just say these corporations pay for these migrants to come here and they pay to house them and stuff, but a lot of these migrants are just getting dropped off on the side of the road, right? So hear me out. How is this not economic warfare? What if they tell these gangs, these people to come up here and then they go to this apartment complex, but it's a privately owned complex that's not owned by a corporation? This could be corporate warfare against a private class of people that we don't even know it could be happening or not. If you look at the money, all of the money for these operations, for the immigration, are all coming from these major corporations and stuff. And me just saying this could be very bad for me as a person. But I'm over here trying to explain to y'all that we need to take care of this. You got journalists like James O'Keefe and movie producers and stuff that are trying to show y'all with movies like Sound of Freedom and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that are going on that are so bad for this world that they don't want you to see. That it is hard to look at, and it will upset you if you actually look into some of this stuff. But understand, like, guys, it is not all what they're telling us it is. It can't be. There can't be that many people displaced because of hardship or need asylum across the world. We would have to see mass tragedy, mass casualties or something we're talking like 10 to 20 million people to move in here. Depending on how you do the math, that's 200 to 400,000 people per state. That's a lot of people that you have to compete with for healthcare, jobs, that you have to compete with housing, that you have to compete with any social benefits in your area, any parks, recreation facilities, anything in your community that you use. These are now people that are going to compete with you for these same services, these same benefits, these same things that you all need to survive, that we build. And I'm not saying that these people using it is bad, but what I'm saying is having a mass influx that's starting to overtake or could overtake a mass chunk of population. If you look in Springfield, Ohio, at the people that are there, we're not going to talk about the eating the cats or the dogs or none of that, even though that was pretty funny. And there is a video of a cat really sitting on a grill. You got cars turning over out there, accidents happening. Insurance rates are going up because none of these people know how to drive. I mean, guys, something's got to give. Something's got to give, and it's election season. And with that, your voice should be heard. You should say we should have immigration, but it should be done in a safe way. You should look at the fact that RFK Jr., that Tulsi Gabbard, people from the Democrat Party are joining Trump and joining his team and are promised positions within this cabinet to make things better. You got Elon Musk that's supposedly going to head the Department of Efficiency, or Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. Come on, y'all. The crypto people know what I'm talking about here. That's funny, but at the same time, Ron Paul said he will work with Elon Musk to help the government be more efficient, like cut the cost so us taxpayers can save money, less taxes, more money in our pocket. If Trump starts drilling, that'll be less cost for fuel. That means less cost for your groceries, your supplies at your work, your clothing, your everyday necessities will come down. This is a chance to start reclaiming what we used to have. Remember 24-hour Walmarts, 24-hour McDonald's? We can get them back, y'all. We can get them back. But you have to have your voice, okay? You got to bring your voice back. You got to speak up, and you got to say no more of this. It doesn't matter if you're where you're from, who you are, like what you believe. I don't care about none of that. Who you date, I don't care about none of that. Just understand, like, we can't keep going down this road that we're going down. We're not going to survive. And, I love this country. I love what it stands for all of us. This is really the most free, the most fair place around the world. And we do have one of the nicest places in this world. There's a reason why all of these people want to come to America. We can't be as bad as they keep telling us we are. And I love this country. So that's why I went and voted on Saturday. I went and voted early, got my vote in there. I hope President Trump wins, and I hope that everything goes good and the country takes off. Regardless, we need to unite. We need to come together as people, because we can't start hating each other even more than we already do. This stuff is getting to be too much. Things are starting to get out of hand. I mean, the videos that I'm starting to see coming closer and closer to election day, things are getting polarizing, and I don't think nobody's ready to accept defeat. And that's what scares me. So, with that being said, make sure your voice is being heard. Make sure it's too big to rig, y'all. We have a chance to make it happen. And also, if it, doesn't work out good, or if it does work out in our favor and things start to get crazy, make sure you're prepared. Make sure your family's safe. Make sure you have a couple plans in place to make sure y'all stay safe. There's threats all around from every side. It doesn't matter what color you are, where you're from, what your race is, what you believe in your religion. There's people, radicals everywhere, all around the world, and it shouldn't be like that. We should be able to thrive and differentiate our thoughts and our differences, or settle our thoughts and differences in a different manner. I believe in all of you all, and I believe that we can come to a clear consensus on how this all should stop, and how we all could come together and have a free and fair America where all of our voices are heard, but nobody's rights are trounced on, because we're all good people. We all mean well. We all have differences. Well, at least I hope we all mean well. I mean, there's a lot of evil people in this world too, so not everybody means well. We also got to remember that. But just believe in yourself. Believe in this country, and believe in Trump. We had 4 years of him. He did good as he could. It's going to be mediocre. He's not going to get everything that he promises done. I know that. Everybody knows that. You can't. But at least we probably won't lead into World War III. And maybe we'll be able to relax a little bit and, revitalize manufacturing and stuff here in America, like I'm trying to do. But anyways, there'll be more on that in a little bit. I'll come back to y'all with another video. I got some few other things I need to handle with my family, but I have a big announcement coming up. And if you like what you heard, please comment down below. If you dislike it, please tell me why down below as well. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. See you on the next one.